Social media use among kids between the ages of 8 and 18 increased by 17% between 2019 and 2021, according to a 2022 Common Sense Media report. Under the age of 15, kids should stray away from social media. If they do have it, there should be restrictions set into place. Social media is a disservice to kids trying to develop. One of the reasons social media is a disservice is because it's not real. Social media only offers the highlight reels to everyone, and kids only see highlight reels and gives us a false sense of reality. So social media also keeps kids inside because it becomes an outlet for kids to have instead of going outside. Studies have shown that the constant stream of retweets, likes, and shares from these sites cause the brain's reward area to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction seen with drugs like cocaine. Neuroscientists have compared social media interaction to a syringe of dopamine being injected straight into the system. This is from Jenna Hilderd in 2023. So social media has become a preferred game or preference just in general rather than being outside and in nature. And this is really detrimental for developing kids because you need to have those motor skills and creativity built, and outside helps with that a lot. Those who prefer to play digital games account for 25% of the total number. And that's 1/4 of kids prefer digital games. And so more outdoor time is linked with improved motor development and lower obesity rates and myopia. And this is from myopia neuroscientist. Safely getting some sun also helps make vitamin D that our bodies need to stay healthy and strong. This is by Danette Glassy and Pooja Tandon. Okay. Social media can also make social interactions more anxiety invoking, and since it's also social interactions don't happen very often when most kids are on social media. A recent study published in the journal JAMA Pediatrics found that children who are frequent early social media users become overly sensitive to anticipating social risk and rewarding from peers. That's from, again, Lorraine Laranjo, 2023. So, when you use social media more often, everything becomes fake and you're not really seeing people face to face as much. And so when you do, it just becomes very fear-invoking. So another quote is from a study is, according to the results, with respect to gaming friendship, parents used to have more friends than their children do now. The rate of those without friends in their childhood is about 5%. So there's children with no friends at all, but parents have seen that they had more friends when they were kids, and this has the big difference from their generation and our generation is social media and how consuming to our life it is. Okay, so next we'll talk about restrictions for social media. So social media cannot be limited, but we can make restrictions. It would be naive to say completely cut out social media altogether, because not all parents have the ability. Some kids do need phones if they're walking home and such. So, to create some restrictions, one would be help kids critically think when information is spread on social media. Compared to traditional resources, we find that social media uses across those platforms positively correlated with political interests and civic online and offline engagement, while Twitter and Facebook use had positive relationship with effective polarization. So, a bunch of kids only get their information from social media, and so that's just information being told to them instead of them receiving information and really thinking about it if it's right or wrong. Another restriction would be to set up screen times. So setting up specific times that kids can be on their phone will help them become less reliable on it, because a lot of the times people can just start endlessly scrolling and that becomes their pastime. And so you can limit to a couple hours a week that they get to be on their phone after school. And this will really help get in the habit of going outside, hanging out with friends, talking to people, reading books, finishing their homework on time, and install good habits that they'll have for the rest of their life instead of sitting around on their phone scrolling on social media, which is very harmful to kids when they're developing. So lastly, I will talk about the benefits of educated and limited social media use. So when using social media educated, it can help kids analyze all different types of communications. So media literacy is defined as the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and act using all forms of communication according to the National American for Media Literacy Education, a professional association for educators, academic activists, and students. So this is a very credible source. And it's also showing that with awareness of media, they can be able to decipher if they trust this communication source or not. So overall, social media can be incredibly harmful to kids. So that's why it's vital we have restrictions for them. And I hope after listening